Yo, what up, Tushi? Welcome back to a new Raid Shadow Legends video. Thanks again to Raid for sponsoring this video and the previous videos. This is our last Raid Shadow Legends video. Now, I'm going to give a very brief over my time playing this game in the month and a half I have been playing it and making videos in it, and of course being sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Thanks again to how long I've been sponsored by Raid and the fact that I even got the sponsor to begin with. I'm greatly appreciated, and any future opportunities I will also greatly appreciate. With that being said, Raid Shadow Legends has been a pretty nice game to play. I'm not going to lie. It's been pretty nice. Some of the various YouTubers I watch that play other games that has nothing to do with Raid Shadow Legends plays Raid Shadow Legends themselves without even being sponsored by the company. So I think that can attest to how actually successful and how enjoyable the game is for just, your everyday player. The game is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it's a good game. It's a very fun game. It has a lot of rewarding features to the game. They always have events and stuff going on. Collabs are constantly in the game. It reminds me of a mobile game version of Fortnite, which isn't such a bad thing. I think that's actually a good thing because Fortnite is a great game. Did I say more rivals? I didn't mean to say more rivals. Raid Shadow Legends is also a great game. It follows that very same suit. And I think that is the one thing that Raid Shadow Legends uses the best to its identity, is being known as the game that is constantly there. It has never been gone. It's never been absent. It's always been there. With that being said, we do have some summons to do, so we'll end this off on a good note at least. I do have enough silver to go ahead and finish off the Sacred Shards. There is a ×2 chance event going on here, and I'll talk more about the game as we do these summons. Let's hop into it. Now, I haven't, shout out the QR code or the link in the description. You can, of course, do that, download the game, play the game yourself. The reason I didn't do it is because, again, we are not sponsored by them anymore after this video. But, yeah, if you want to play the game, knock yourself out. This game is really good. Hopefully we can get a legendary here. That'd be even awesome to end it off on a higher note. Man, there's a 12% chance to get a legendary, so it's relatively high. I feel like the odds are in our favor here with the amount of summons we have. We have 4 more summons here. We are looking for orange. Come on, we got 3 more. 3 more, man. Give us 1. Come on. Oh, come on. Not this. Not Lady Annabelle. Come on, let this one be it. Let this one be it. That's not it. Last one. Come on. Come on, come on. 12%. The odds were not in our favor. It's fine, because we can get a legendary from this here. But I don't have enough, coins to summon this. Yeah, I don't think we actually even got a legendary from any of the Sacred Shards we summoned. So technically, we are pretty much a little bit, but we're actually well below average with the amount of summons we had to do the Sacred Shards. So it's a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, we'll just go ahead and hopefully get some more silver and then talk about the rest of the game. And I'll start from the very beginning. The beginning experience of this game is I'm not going to lie, it's very overloading. It's very overloading and overbearing. There's so much you have to do and so much you have to figure out. So many different UIs, so many different things you have to click into, so many different things that pop up at you. It is overwhelming. This game was very confusing to navigate at first. I understand the game to a T now, but at first it was extremely overbearing and overwhelming to navigate. I remember I had to navigate it myself off camera, which took a lot of time. Playing the game off camera also did take a lot of time too. It was just a very rough game to get around the edges with. But once you do understand the game, you understand how actually simple the UI is. It's just that it is, again, overbearing at first because there's so many different things going on, but it still looks clean nonetheless. For a UI that, again, it wraps around the screen, it is very clean. It's very clean. It doesn't look like it is, not a UI that's, again, there's a lot of UIs in mobile games that don't look as clean as this one, despite this one having a lot of individual buttons and sort of avenues you can click into. This one makes it look clean despite having all of that, so that's a W for the game. And yeah, that's pretty much the beginning of experience of Raid Shadow Legends. I mean, of course, you'll have to play with the champions the game gives you. The game doesn't give you a ton of champions in the beginning, so you are pretty much stuck with what you get until you do summon more champions. And once you summon more champions, then you feel like you actually start playing the game, as weird as that sounds. Now, the game does end up giving you like a bunch of characters. Like recently, we've had 2 collab events. The game has given us, 2 5-stars in the form of collabs. You've had the Michelangelo chase events. There was Ninja in the past, and then I'm sure there's ones in between. This is for ones as far as I remember. And then Xenomorph you get here from the 7-day login. So the game does give you 5-star champions for free, which is more than your average game. Matter of fact, this might be the most out of any game, if I'm being honest. The fact that they give you many 5-star characters for free is pretty nice. You don't see that in very many games in the mobile industry. So that's one thing Raid Shadow does really well. They make their collabs very free-to-play friendly. Now, there is the pass, right, that allows you to get Predator. But, I mean, hey, they gotta make money somehow, right? So if you buy the pass, then you end up getting Predator. The pass is relatively expensive. I mean, let's not be real here. It is very expensive, right? It's very expensive. If you want to get the pass, you're going to have to kick out quite a bit of money. But nonetheless, the game does give you a bunch of goodies, and it feels very nice that the game is as generous as it is with its collab events. Because they could just easily monetize both characters like they do in various other, and I'm not saying Raid, but various other games do that where they monetize both characters in their collabs, whereas Raid gives you one for free and the other one they do monetize, which is very nice. And then of course, the character they give you for free is good, right? That's kind of what matters more too, is that the character they give you that free is good. Most games give you the character that is free ends up being pretty mid or pretty bad to use in content. So, yeah, that is a W for Raid Shadow Legends overall. Like, Michelangelo has carried me through a lot of the PvE content that I would have been otherwise struggling to complete with the characters that I've been using thus far in the form of 3 and 4-star. Michelangelo has made those contents a breeze. So that is a W for Raid. And I'm not looking to make this a Glaze video. Obviously, I'll talk with some of the shortcomings too. Like, for instance, this game, again, doesn't give you that many summons. So you're pretty much bottlenecked into summoning 5-star, or you're bottlenecked, your progression for 5-star characters is bottlenecked. You don't really get that many. So, yeah, you can count on one finger how many 5-stars you'll have on your Raid Shadow Legends account for a long time. Like, for me, I only have this one right here, and I got this very recently, by the way. And I didn't even get this from a primal shard, or a legendary shard. I ended up getting a sacred shard, not primal shard, sacred shard. I ended up getting this from a freaking void shard, which, yeah. That's a test to how, and it was a 0.5% chance. I didn't get it from this, which ended up being a 12% chance. So, yeah, just bear in mind, you're not going to be getting characters as often as you would hope, like you would in any other game. But nonetheless, you will be getting 5-stars. It's going to be at a much slower rate because summons do not come as easily in this game. You get them from doing various challenges, right? You get them, sure, you get some from there, but you get these from, your weeklies, and then you get them for your monthlies too, right? You get the sacred shard for your monthly, and then you also get some from your daily login bonus, right? If I can pull this up, I'm not sure if I can. Daily login rewards, you do get some summons from this here. So there is ways to accumulate the summons. It's just that they come very few and far in between, right? That's the kind of negative to it. And primal shards, you might as well not even worry about getting these because these are just like your whale summons, right? You can get them, but it's going to take forever to get them. There's very, very, probably one way you can think of, per month it feels like to get these things, or per every few months to get these things. The only thing I can think of off the top of my head is getting it from the chase event. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, you have maybe one chance to get this, but other than that, you really won't ever get those summons. Now, with the characters you do get that are 5-star, they're actually pretty cool, right? So, if we take a look at a bunch of the 5-star characters in the game, like you'll see here, these are the mythical characters. These are the ones you get from primal shards. The characters you get from the legendary shards right here, the 5-star characters, some of them are pretty cool. Some of them are characters you've seen from various other franchises, right? Like I said, Michelangelo. I'm trying to see if I remember any of these characters' names. I really don't. So I'm not going to say characters here, but there is definitely some characters here that are really, really freaking good. Like most of the legendaries in this game are actually pretty good. Manea, here you go. This is what you expect, right? This is the Sleeping Beauty. Very, 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 memorable character. I actually didn't even know that she was in the game. But yeah, the Sleeping Beauty, and they turn her into a warrior, which is very interesting. So yeah, they've done collabs of various characters of franchises. If we go to, I think Rhonda's probably another one too. If you go to High Elves here, some of the characters from various franchises. If I can find one that looks memorable, Lyssandra's one. I did not know this is a legendary character. This is like the one I have as the profile picture I've been using on the accounts. Let's see. Where is some of the characters? I don't remember any of the names of these, so I'm not going to say any of these here. Let's go to Sacred Order. Alice, right? Do you know what this is from? This is more akin to like the Alice Madness Returns than it is the Alice in Wonderland type of character. And then you have this one. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It was lagging out there. Hansel, right? Hansel and Gretel. They turned Hansel into a warrior. Although Hansel was more a fighter in the fairy tale. More than Gretel, at least. So, yeah. He's a witch hunter in this one. Well, there was like a Hansel and Gretel like witch hunt or witch fighting. It was like some weird movie a while back. So I think this has to do with that movie, a part of the fairy tale. If you remember what I'm talking about, I'm sure most of you don't. So, long story short, most of the, they have a lot of characters of the legendary category that are characters from various collabs in various franchises that you may have grew up with or have known over the years. Yeah, so that's like one of the cool things about this game. And then you can get those champions from your summons, which is very, very nice. Very, very, very nice. I've seen people get Alice later on, which, makes me a little salty. But, yeah, there is just chances to get the characters, which is very, very nice. You see I'm missing like pretty much 90%. Not 90%. I'm missing like 99.5% of the characters, which just goes to show you that the characters in this game that are legendary and above, mythic let alone, are extremely hard to obtain, right? So you wouldn't be looking to get those characters really ever. I wonder what's the rate for mythics in this game? 0.5% chance. So if you get a mythic, consider your account to be blessed, right? Because these things are extremely hard to get, and the mythic characters from these are even harder to get. Yeah. Oh, there is a fusion thing I never checked out, but you can fuse characters in this game, so you can fuse like a mythic here, which is pretty nice. I never thought about fusing this one. This is one you can get, for free. Wait, is this my 5-star champion? No, it's 4-star. I almost do my heart. I thought it was my 5-star champion I would have to fuse to get a mythic. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't have any of these. Like, this is the legendary one. This is the mythic. I'm sure, this is probably the character you want to go for ASAP because it's a myth that you can get for free. For this attack buff, increase crit damage buff, all allies, joint attack, right? Like, this is definitely a character you want to get ASAP. So I feel like I probably should have been working towards this when I got the 4-star characters on the account. And all you really need to do is get them 5-star and get them maxed out. Now, this takes 2 legendary characters. So I feel like this is probably a little bit harder to get, but once you get them, you can fuse them to this. So yeah, it takes all this to fuse them though. Because you got to fuse them with you can fuse them with the 4-star default characters, but it takes so many characters to do it. Oh my goodness. Expect to take a year to do this, honestly, it's going to seem like. But yeah, that is summoning, and the character accumulation in Raid Shadow Legends is going to be very hard to get characters over time. So I wouldn't expect, going into this game to get a lot of characters. You're going to be getting them very few and far in between. And most of your 5-star characters, if I'm being honest here, is going to come from your collabs, which you get for free, right? So one of the characters you'll get for free. If you end up getting for the last TMNT event, you can get all the characters for free, but except Donatello, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that, or at least was it Donatello and I think Raphael you could get for free. I think Donatello wasn't. I don't know, but you could have got pretty much most of the 70 the 3. I'm not 100% sure about Donatello, but you could have got them for free from just playing the game. So that is a W for Raid right there, giving you this collab characters you do for free. There was Shredder, but Shredder you could not get for free. Shredder you had to summon from the summoning pool, which, it is what it is, right? Obviously, not everything is going to be free, but the fact that they give you that many champions for free is very nice. So, again, W. It sounds like I am glazing, but that is one of the best things to glaze about the game, is them giving you so many of those characters for free. Ursala, this seems very familiar of a name, but I don't know what this is from. So yeah, that is the character accumulation. Now, to upgrade your character, stuff like that, it does take quite a bit of resources to do so. If I'm being honest, to ascend character, this character is going to take as long as it took Michelangelo to ascend. It takes so many resources, and the fact that I use the silver to summon is a silver I can't use to upgrade his level to max, because it takes 500,000 to use this max potion, which isn't the worst thing in the world. It's just that I can't use it on him because I don't have enough to upgrade him. So I have to continue farming more silver. I'm pretty much always out of silver, long story short. I'm always out of silver. I'm always looking to get more silver. I could use my gems to convert silver, but let's be real here. You're better off using that to convert to energy and then selling whatever you don't get or selling whatever you don't need on the accounts in the in your gear slots, whatever else. You could just sell it to then, accumulate coins that way or accumulate coins from doing fights. It's better off to be more economically, more economical about your account that way versus like converting your gems into your silver coins. It's just a waste of gems, right? Because you get silver coins by just playing the game, but you're always going to be out of it. It feels like in the early to mid game. So yeah, that is one shortcoming about the game. But I feel like resources are pretty tight in a lot of other games. Energy is also pretty tight in this game. You're running out of energy at times. I have a lot of energy. I've been saving a lot of energy because I haven't been farming because it's been holidays, right? It's been holidays, so I've been chilling with the fam, not really playing the game. But you're pretty much going to always be pressed for energy, especially if you don't have any gems because you used your gems previously to convert to energy. So you're running out of energy pretty fast in this game, and because of that, you will have a hard time farming and consistently upgrading things in your accounts in a timely manner, especially when things in this game are time gated. Like for instance, the specific dungeons to upgrade your characters and their elements are time gated, so you might miss the window because you ran out of resources to continue farming in that dungeon. You have to wait for the next rotation, which does suck. I'll be real here, it really does suck. But yeah, that is one shortcoming with the game, I will be honest. There's the resources you get is very limited in this game. And on top of that, the dungeons are time gated for the elemental dungeons, stuff like that. So yeah, it's a little bit annoying. Whereas other games have made it, year round, like day round, year round, whatever. You can farm the dungeon at any point in time. Doesn't matter what dungeon it is, what element it is. You can farm it whenever you want. This game, you are time gated, which is very annoying. Now, furthermore about that, the resource it does take to ascend the characters is a lot, but I've said that before and I've shown in previous videos, so you probably all already know at this point. There was something I did have that I wanted to mention. I just forgot about it. I'm going to sit here and do this until I think about it and remember what was it that I wanted to talk about. It was pretty important, and I just kind of like brushed over a little bit. Oh yeah, so if we go to the battles, if we go to dungeons, and then we go to this here, and we go to any fight, right? Your multi-battle instances are like pretty much your bread and butter of farming. If you don't have these, then it's going to be very annoying to farm. I did not even know there was a background multi-battle, but you can only do when you're at level 45, which sucks. I feel like you should be able to background multi-battle at level 0. You should be able to do this in the beginning of the game, because especially in the beginning, there's going to be so many things you need to do, right? As you do farm, I feel like having this only at level 45 is very frustrating, very annoying. I don't know why there is a level criteria to be met in order to unlock a feature like this that is very crucial to your everyday casual experience of this game, right? Like, I mean, everyday and casual maybe conflicts with one another, but there is games that casual players play every day, or, that is not as, excruciating and annoying and infuriating to play when it has features like this existing in the game, right? Like, this is very annoying. I don't know why this is a thing. In multi-battle instance, right, even if you have, background multi-battle, for some reason, is very annoying in itself because you are limited in the amount of multi-battle instances you do have in this game. You get 30 for free per day, and they sometimes do hand out 50 multi-battles, but here's what I'm trying to say essentially, right? 30, 50, 80 multi-battles, but let's say you have a ton of energy and you need to spend it all. You're going to be sitting here playing the game on your phone or your computer all day long. If you don't have any, and you're going to be doing it manually, by the way, one by one. If you don't have any multi-battle instances that could just do it for you, you'll have to still be logged into the game, which isn't like a horrible complaint. I mean, there is games that have had like offline farming. So the game farms for you even if you turn the game off, which I feel like every game that farms like this, that plays like this, should have that at this point in their features. But yeah, this is another shortcoming of the game. The fact that multi-battle in itself is a limited feature, and the fact that you can't even offline farm with a game like this, as grindy as it is, and especially in the early game when you get so many resources, I feel like you're rather off just like, it's very overwhelming to the casual player. If you want to play this game casual, you're going to feel like you're going to have to play it all day, right? All day, every day for the first, few weeks, when playing this game, because you have so much energy and so like limited multi-battle instances, especially if you are someone who doesn't go around looking for codes, right, to put in to get more multi-battle instances, or you're not really looking around for different ways to collect these. You're going to find it very annoying and very frustrating to farm in this game when you don't have these. So I will say this is a probably the biggest shortcoming of the game, is the fact that it is very, annoying to farm in the game, considering you have to constantly tap start battle when you run out of these things. Yeah, it's very annoying. Very annoying. More annoying than not having any energy to farm. So annoying to have to just sit there and constantly tap. Not even the UI popping up, right? Like the pop-ups for packs and stuff like that is as annoying. It's very expected with old gacha games like this. Should it be a thing? Probably not, but it is a thing because this game is a very old school gacha. So it's not like something that is going to be a deal breaker for me, but if it's a deal breaker for you, I understand it. It's probably the reason I didn't include that in the review video, because I feel like this is to be expected with an old school gacha. They're all like this, where they have pop-ups in your face, getting you to try to spend money on the game. So yeah, I don't think it's that crazy of a shortcoming, but maybe it is for some players. I don't know. But that pretty much wraps up my thing here, my review of this game. Again, I'm still in the mid game, so take this with a grain of salt. I've not reached the end game yet. I've unlocked PvP, Guild Wars, and all that. So there's definitely more things I'm sure to be frustrated with the game. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel as of right now. Like I said, there's probably more things I'd be frustrated with as I go through the game. But yeah, that's pretty much the longest story short of it. This is how it is free to play. I feel like most games you play, you should be free to play. As long as you can, enjoy the game being free to play, you should play the game free to play. Once you feel like you have to start spending money in the game, you should either drop the game or evaluate whether or not the game is worth spending a little bit of money on, right? Not a lot of money, not a certain amount of money, just whether or not it's worth spending a little bit amount of money in order to increase your progression or in order to continue your enjoyment of the game. But I feel like if you are spending money to enjoy a game, that's probably not a good thing, right? That's going to wrap it up here. Thanks again to Raid for sponsoring this video and past videos. It is greatly appreciated. It's been such a big help to me financially. Thanks to all of you for, of course, supporting me in this Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship. Again, I really, really, really do appreciate it. I do so many of these videos a month. I know it's been longer than a month, but a month and some change here. It's been such a huge help for me financially. Because of you, I am now able to take a full break from YouTube, because the money made from this will allow me to not worry about finances and still be able to take a break from YouTube. A very nice, well-wanted break. I'm not going to say well-needed, well-wanted break, because I'll be honest here, I've been struggling to find anything I wanted to do in terms of YouTube for a while now. So I'm very happy to be able to take this break, take time off to figure out what I really want to do with YouTube altogether, and start from there, start from fresh. I haven't even been thinking about any games potentially cover, because it hasn't even been something that I've wanted to consider. It's not something I even it's so irrelevant to me right now. It's just it doesn't even sound motivating or anything like that. But I'm not going to sit here and make this depressing, because it's not depressing. I'm not depressed or anything. I just don't feel like making content on games anymore, which is weird, because I've been doing it for years now. So it feels weird not wanting to make content on games anymore. But, maybe that is something that will pass as I take a step back and evaluate how I feel about games entirely, whether or not they are, more of a job than a hobby to me, or something that I even enjoy anymore to begin with, right? So I'm playing Mar Rivals to see if I've been enjoying games or not anymore. And I'll be honest here, Mar Rivals is the worst game to play if you are trying to figure out whether or not you enjoy games, because, oh my goodness, that game will give you a run for your mental. That's it. That's the video here. Thanks again to Raid for sponsoring this video and the past videos. It's greatly appreciated. I know I said that a million times, but I really do appreciate it. I do appreciate you for sticking up to this point with the Raid content. I know a lot of you was like, Toshi, why are you making so many Raid videos? And, this is destroying your channel and everything. Guys, I don't care. If I cared, I would have stopped doing it. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I have not cared since the beginning. To be honest, numbers to me are very irrelevant. I've never really cared about metrics. I know companies and advertisers do care about metrics, and I should, as a content creator, care about metrics. But the one thing that's always mattered to me is whether or not I enjoy content that I'm working on. If I do not enjoy the content I'm working on, then obviously that is kind of silly to say, and a little bit hypocritical, especially when I am taking Raid Shadow and sponsorships. But the truth is, like, everybody needs to make money, right? If you're not making money, then what's the point of doing what you're doing? It's, money doesn't grow on trees. It takes a lot of time, a lot of commitment to make videos in general on content. All I'm saying is that I've always wanted to make videos and enjoy making those videos, and then the money comes after. This opportunity allows me to get back to that point where I can enjoy the videos I was making previously, and also the money comes after, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's my whole rationale behind that. And I didn't really care whether or not this was killing my channel, because I'll be real here, that is the least of my worries, because numbers are irrelevant. When it comes to YouTube, you can grow your numbers at any point in time as long as you make content that viewers enjoy, viewers that will stick around. It's not the same like it used to be back in the day where, numbers meant everything, right? The only thing that really matters nowadays is view count. But that takes just making videos consistently that the audience that watches you enjoys consistently, right? And tunes in to watch whenever you do upload said videos, right? That's it. That's the video here. Thank you for watching, and have a nice rest of your day and holidays, because I may or may not see you for the entire next month. It depends on what happens. If they release a character in Sora that I end up wanting to summon for, maybe I'll make a video on that. But yeah, that's it. Bye-bye. I'll see you all very, very soon. Have a nice rest of your day. And thanks again to Ray for sponsoring this video. Bye-bye. Whew.